Have you ever thought that a few wasted moments could cost you your entire future? Meet Rohan, a smart boy with a bright mind, but one fatal flaw. His story takes an unexpected turn that will leave you thinking deeply about your own time. Watch till the end, it might just change your life. In a peaceful village, there lived a boy named Rohan who was known for his intelligence and sharp mind. Everyone admired his quick thinking and excellent performance in school. Teachers often praised him, and his parents were proud of his talents. Despite being gifted, Rohan had a habit that slowly became his downfall. He wasted time without realizing its value. His days were filled with endless games on his phone, aimless conversations with friends, and a constant attitude of, "I'll do it later." No matter how many times his parents warned him, Rohan couldn't see what was wrong. To him, life was about enjoying the moment, and there would always be time to study or take things seriously. He ignored his homework, skipped revisions, and postponed everything important. He believed that because he was smart, he could catch up any time. But time, unlike schoolbooks, doesn't wait. Without discipline or planning, his natural talent began to fade. The boy who once shined in class slowly drifted away, unaware that the clock was ticking on his future. The day of the annual exam results arrived, and Rohan's world turned upside down. The boy who was once praised for his brilliance now stood at the bottom of his class. His teachers, who had always admired his potential, looked at him with disappointment. Even his friends, surprised by his sudden fall, began to distance themselves. When Rohan returned home, he saw his parents silently staring at his report card, their eyes filled with sadness and concern. For the first time, Rohan felt the weight of his choices. Anger and regret filled his heart, but he didn't know how to fix what had gone wrong. He had always believed there was enough time to do everything later. But now he realized how quickly time had slipped through his fingers. That night, overwhelmed by guilt and confusion, Rohan turned to the one person he trusted most, his wise and understanding grandfather. Seeking comfort and answers, he opened up about his failure. "Grandpa, I don't understand. I've always been a good student, so why did I fail?" he asked, his voice filled with frustration. His grandfather listened patiently, then smiled gently and said, "My dear Rohan, the problem isn't your intelligence. It's that you've taken time for granted." Curious and confused, Rohan leaned in as his grandfather's tone turned serious. "Time," he said, "is more precious than gold. Let me tell you a story." His grandfather leaned back, eyes gazing into the distance, and began his story. Long ago, there was a powerful king named Vikram. He had everything: immense wealth, grand palaces, and loyal servants. But despite all he possessed, King Vikram had a terrible habit: he wasted time. He would wake up late, ignore his royal duties, and spend hours in meaningless conversations. When his advisors urged him to act, he would simply laugh and say, "There's always tomorrow." One day, a wise sage visited the court and warned the king, "Your Majesty, you may have riches and power, but you're throwing away the most valuable treasure of all, time. One day, you will regret it." But the king dismissed him, saying, "I have plenty of time." Years passed. The king grew old, his health declined, and his kingdom weakened. Enemies grew stronger, and his people lost faith in him. He searched for the sage to ask for guidance. But it was too late. The sage was gone, and so was his time. No wealth or power could bring it back. In the end, King Vikram realized the painful truth: time, once lost, is gone forever. Rohan sat in silence, deeply moved. As the story ended, Rohan sat quietly, his mind racing with thoughts. For the first time, he truly understood how much of his precious time had been wasted. Looking up at his grandfather, he asked with hope in his eyes, "Grandpa, is it too late for me to change?" His grandfather smiled warmly and replied, "Of course not, my boy. The wheel of time never stops. But if you start using it wisely from today, you can still shape your future. Just remember, never postpone what you can do today. Those words struck a chord deep within Rohan. He felt a new sense of determination growing in his heart. He knew that from this moment forward, he had to take control of his time and his life. From that day on, Rohan made a firm decision to change his life. He created a daily routine, waking up early, setting clear goals, and dedicating time to his studies. He began avoiding distractions, cutting down on phone games and spending less time on unproductive conversations. Slowly but surely, his efforts began to show results. He was more focused, more disciplined, and gradually started regaining the trust of his teachers and friends. In the next exam, Rohan surprised everyone by topping his class. But he didn't stop there. With time, he carried his new habits into every part of his life. Years later, Rohan became a successful businessman, admired not just for his achievements, but for his discipline and time management. His story inspired many young people in the village, proving that using time wisely is the true key to success. Rohan's story reminds us of one powerful truth: time is the most valuable asset we have. No matter how smart or talented you are, if you don't use your time wisely, you'll slowly lose your chances, your dreams, and even your future. Success doesn't come from procrastination, it comes from small, consistent actions, discipline, and the courage to start now. So don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. Take one step, no matter how small. Now, it's your turn. Leave a promise to yourself in the comments. What will you do to use your time more wisely? Write down one thing you commit to changing. Remember, one small promise today can lead to a brighter, powerful tomorrow.